American Latino Athletes, presented by McDonald's.
My real name's Jacob, and in the Bible, Jacob wrestled with an angel and was saved by him. I think everything happens for a reason in this world, and wrestling is what saved me.
Tito Ortiz didn't just change the face of mixed martial arts, he became the face of MMA. But before he became the ultimate fighting champion, Tito was a kid growing up in perpetual survival mode.
I really didn't have a great life, but it seemed normal to me. When I was about 6, we lived in motels, we lived in cars. My mom wanted to get clean, and my dad didn't. She took a huge chance. After being with my father for 13 years, she got up and left. My freshman year in high school, I walked into the wrestling room at Huntington High, and I looked around, and I was like, where's the ring at? Come to realize that professional wrestling and college wrestling or high school wrestling is totally different.
After a successful high school and college wrestling career, Tito began his professional journey in true fairy tale fashion after he was selected as an alternate fighter for the UFC and later becoming one of the league's first stars.
My first time I fought UFC, I stopped the guy in 22 seconds, and it was a rush like I never felt before. You got 15,000 fans screaming, Tito, Tito. It's like, I was that kid that was dying for that attention. I bleached my hair blonde because I was from Huntington Beach. They called me the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, and I ran with it. I looked at mixed martial arts, and it was so new. There was no barriers that were set at the time. There was nothing that people were doing outside the box. Everybody, all they thought about was fighting. It was fight, fight, fight. That's all they cared about. I had to spice it up. I had to do something a little different than anybody else was doing, and I was being myself. I spoke from my heart. I trained my butt off. I became a world champion. I really look at it as the image that I've done. People hate me for it, people love me for it, but they love to hate me. And I've worked really, really hard to get where I am. I look at the things I've done, defending my world title 5 consecutive times. No one's ever even came close to it. But I think the character in general of the bad boy image, that's not me. I'm not that guy.
Although Tito may not completely embrace his bad boy image, the fighter certainly recognizes that his accomplishments have catapulted him into a league of his own, proving his undeniable legacy in his field while maintaining his grasp on the future of the multi-billion-dollar MMA industry.
Punishment Athletics is my brand. I've started since 1999. I don't have a rich family to fall back on. I have myself. I have 3 boys to take care of that I want to give them everything I never had as a kid. I want to be that father that my father was never to me. And the only way that I could do that is to work as hard as possible right now. Well, this gym here, Punishment Training Center, I painted the floors myself. I laid the carpet, and the idea, the color scheme, everything was my idea. But I really put my heart and soul into it. And now I have an opportunity to train kids, to give them, an opportunity to learn how to wrestle from the best.
His hands-on approach of teaching future generations about what it means to be a true fighter doesn't just end there. It extends much further into having pride on where you came from, so you know where you're going.
When I walk out with an American and a Mexican flag, I think of it as one. I sew it together. It's one flag. And I think it's one side of me is Mexican, one side is American, but no matter what, we're still all one. This is a way to be a better man, and I want to be that, I want to be a role model. Well, let me take that back. I'm not a role model, I think an inspiration, because I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I've learned from them. I learned from other people's mistakes, so I think an inspiration of inspiring to the things that I've done in life that have been great.
As you just saw, Tito has become a proud father, but he has also just recently rediscovered his American Latino pride, which brings us to today's American Latino Trivia. Can you guys guess what event in Tito's life helped the fighting champ reclaim his Latino pride? Was it A, a visit to Mexico's landmark archaeological sites, B, a screening of Edward James Olmos' Defiant film, Walkout, or was it C, his first year as a college freshman? The answer when we come back.